Good morning, children. Okay, now we are going to move towards history again. Our last chapter, chapter number 3, Nazism and the rise of Hitler. Nazism and the rise of Hitler. Many times we have heard about Hitler and his Nazi party. Now we have got the chance to study about him and his Nazi party in detail. Okay, before we move on towards our chapter, we need to study something which had happened before the rise of Hitler in Germany. Okay, to which country Hitler belonged to? He belonged to Germany. So this whole story revolves around Hitler and Germany. So before the rise of Hitler, this story actually begins at the end of World War One. Okay, so why this World War One had happened? Okay, because in Europe, the countries were fighting with each other to expand their territories and to enjoy the resources from the countries which they lost the war in World War One. So in that sense, there were two groups in World War One. One group was of allies and the second group was of central powers. So allies powers and central powers. So who were the countries who were in the allies powers? They were Russia, France and England. Okay, so these three countries, France, Russia and England, they were the part of allies powers. And the central power was consisted by Germany, Austria-Hungary. Okay, Germany and Austria-Hungary. These two countries, they consisted the central power. Why central power? Because Germany is located exactly at the center of the European continent. So central power and the allies power. Allies means friends, like sort of. Okay, so they were allies. There were allies group and central power group. So at the what happened, Germany initially, or the central powers initially, they were very powerful and they were successful in getting the hold of Belgium and France. But the entire scenario changed when the America entered, the US entered in the scene. And the allies powers, France, France, Belgium, England and what is the third country, the allies power, they became more powerful when the US, America entered into the scene. Now what happened? Germany and Austria-Hungary, they lost the World War One. Now this lost was not easy for the Germany to gulp, because initially when the war started in 1914, at that time Germany was more powerful. That means central power was more powerful on allied powers. But at the end of the war, Germany had to give up and the World War One ended. Now what happened in Germany? The year 1918 and 1919 was significant, marked by series of important events. What had happened in Germany? Why in 1918, 1919, certain series of important events had happened? Because of the because Germany lost in World War One, and from there certain things started happening. What were those things? German Revolution in 1918. People, citizens of Germany, they started revolting in 1918. Okay, abdication of Emperor Wilhelm. Okay, abdication means Germany was ruled by the imperial power. The emperor of Germany at that time was Wilhelm. Okay, and he abdicated. He straight away, he ran away because he knew at the end of the World War One, Germany had to face certain things. Okay, so many losses he had, this country had done. So he knew it before and he ran away. He abdicated. So Germany was left without king after the World War One. And then defeat in World War One, and the last thing what had happened was birth of Weimar Republic. So between 1918 and 1919, Germany was defeated in World War One. In 1918, German started revolting, okay, and the abdication of Emperor Wilhelm. So he abdicated, he ran away. Okay, so when this emperor he ran away, Germany was left without any person to rule over them. So what happened? The socialists and Democrats and Catholics, they came together and they formed the Weimar Republic. Okay. Weimar Republic, it's a parliament they formed. Someone should be there to look after the country, the running of the country, right? So Weimar Republic was established. So Weimar Republic, it was established in 1919. See, World War One ended in 1918, and in 1919 immediately Weimar Republic was established, and it replaced the imperial government and formed a parliament called Reichstag. See the spelling, R-E-I-C-H-S-T-A-G. It is a German word. So many German words are there in this lesson, so we have to pronounce according to them. So it is Reichstag. Okay, so the parliament which was established, it was named as Reichstag. Okay, so however, the conditions laid down by the peace treaty at Versailles made things very difficult for the budding republic. So what happened at the end of the World War One? All these worst things happened in Germany. Its emperor abdicated, Germans started revolting, and so many deaths which had taken place because of the loss which Germany faced at that time. The Allies countries, the Allies powers, okay, France, Russia and England, they came together and they laid a peace treaty. But this peace treaty, what was its name? Peace treaty, Treaty of Versailles. Okay, this Treaty of Versailles was laid down just to insult and humiliate Germany. This treaty, what was under this treaty? See, under the treaty, Germany was held responsible for the World War One and was asked to pay £6 billion as world damages. So this is very injustice with Germany. See, Germany was not alone fighting with those countries. Those countries were also involved in World War One. So why Germany was held responsible for World War One, God knows. But in that peace treaty, straight away they blamed the Germany for the whatever had happened. Okay, and they asked £6 billion of world damages. Whatever had happened, damage world over in the sense in the Europe continent. Okay, so for that, these countries, France, England and Russia, they demanded £6 billion. In addition to this, Germany had to give up its armies, overseas colonies, 13% of its territory, 75% of iron and 26% of resources to France, Poland, Denmark and Lithuania. So this was the second thing in the peace treaty. It was demanded that Germany should give all these things to its neighboring countries. Okay, what it demanded, Germany should give up its armies, its overseas colonies, okay, and 13% of its territories, 75% of iron and 26% of resources to France. Resources in the sense coal resources, it should be there. Coal resources to France, Poland and Denmark and Lithuania. So this was very injustice done to Germany. Further, the Weimar Republic struggled to meet the terms of Versailles Treaty, and Germans blamed the leaders of Weimar Republic for the humiliation and defeat. So what Weimar Republic did, it straight away accepted the peace treaty and they said, yes, we will fulfill your demands. Okay, they promised the Allies powers to fulfill their demands. Okay, because of this promise, people of Germany, they started hating Weimar Republic. Okay, so they started blaming Weimar Republic. Why did you accept the peace treaty? Okay, this is the humiliation of Germany. This is the defeat of Germany. We should not accept it. But Weimar Republic, if Germany had to stay further alive on the political map of Europe, okay, so it had to accept the peace treaty. Otherwise, those allies powers would take over the control of Germany. So they accepted it. So socialists, Democrats and Catholics who supported the Republic were ridiculed and called the November criminals. So what happened? Who supported Weimar Republic? Socialists, Democrats and Catholic. They supported Weimar Republic to accept the peace treaty. But because they supported the Weimar Republic, the other people, they started calling them November criminals. They started ridiculing them. Okay, they started hating them and they started calling them November criminals. Fighting began between different political groups. Most attacks came from Spartacist League, a group of radical socialists. Okay, now we know who liberals are, who socialists are, who Democrats are, who Catholics are. Okay, so Catholics, Democrats and the socialists, they formed their one group and they supported Weimar Republic. But against them were Spartacists or radicals. So there was a separate, different group of radicals. It was named as Spartacist League. They didn't agree with the Weimar Republic and they started attacking these people. What happened? The Weimar Republic crushed the Spartacist uprising with the help of a group of war veterans called Freikorps or Free Corps in 1920. So what happened? Weimar Republic so basically it was a government, okay. So if someone is trying to rise himself or herself against the government will take a step against it. Not, this thing should not happen. So when Spartacists, they were uprising, they were raising their voice against the government. So Weimar Republic, what it did with the help of a group of war veterans. What is the name of that war veterans? Free Corps. It is, first word is in German language and the second word is its English translation. Free Corps or Free Corps, it supported Weimar Republic to crush the uprising of Spartacists in 1920. The dejected Spartacist League then formed the Communist Party of Germany, and so the differences between the communist and socialist grew and became incompatible. So these dejected Spartacists, okay, those who were not allowed to raise their voice, so what they did, they changed the name of their league and they named it the Communist Party of Germany. Okay, and this is how the differences between the socialist and the radicals started. Communist and socialist, it grew and it became incompatible, uncontrollable. Further, the Weimar Republic faced an economic crisis. Now, on the other hand, Weimar Republic was facing economic crisis in 1923 when they were unable to pay the war damages. So, still, see, the peace treaty was done in 1919 and from 1919 till 1923, the Weimar Republic of Germany was still paying the war damages which it had already signed. The peace treaty it had signed in 1919. Okay, according to that, Germany was still in debt. It had to pay the money, 6 billion or million pounds to these countries. So in 1993, Germany faced economic crisis, okay, and it was unable to pay the war damages. So what happened? This gave a chance to France to invade the Ruhr Valley to compensate the deficit. So what France did, you are not able to pay the debt, okay, so we are going to occupy your Ruhr Valley now. So in this way, France controlled the Ruhr Valley, which is in Germany. It took over the control of Ruhr Valley, okay, to compensate the deficit of, you are not able to pay the money, we are going to take over the control of one of your city or thing. So it controlled the Ruhr Valley. To combat this situation, the Weimar Republic printed extra currency notes. So what happened to combat, means to fight the situation, the Weimar Republic, it printed extra currency notes. Okay, so it was supposed to give money to the allies powers also. It had to look after the running of the country. People should be given money and all those things. So what it did, it printed extra currency. This resulted in hyperinflation, causing a fall in the value of the German mark so much that a loaf of bread that had cost 163 marks in 1922 cost 15 million marks in 1923. This was the result. Okay, what is mark? Mark, how Indian currency is called rupee, German currency is called mark. I'm sorry. So what happened when Weimar Republic started printing extra currency notes? It had an adverse effect on the value of mark in Germany. How? See, when a loaf of bread, a piece of bread or a loaf of bread which had cost 160 marks, 63 marks in 1922, it had marked 15 million marks in 1923. It is called hyperinflation. Inflation means a rise in prices of goods. So this was the adverse effect. So what the poor Germany had done that time. So this poor Germany started exhibiting itself to the world that, see, we are very poor now and we need someone to help us. None of other countries, they came forward and help Germany, but US, the Americans or the America, it came in front of it. It came front and helped the Germany. Finally, moved by global sympathy, the Americans intervened and aided Germany through the Dawes Plans. Dawes Plans. What is this Dawes Plans? So it was between 1924 and 1930. So through this plan, the US would loan Germany money, okay, which could be paid back in small installments. Owing to the bailout by the Americans, Germany remained stable between 1924 to 1928. So what happened? Germany offered loan to, the America offered loan to Germany, and Germany was supposed to pay back that loan in smaller installments. Small installments, Germany should pay the loan. Because of the financial help provided by the America, Germany remained stable from 1924 to 1928. So from 1919 to 1928, this was the journey of Germany. But it was not continued till 1930. What happened in 1929? However, the support by the Americans was withdrawn in 1929 when the Wall Street Exchange crashed on 24th October 1929. It is referred to as Black Thursday, as 13 million shares were sold at the Wall Street Exchange. Now, what is this Wall Street Exchange? Wall Street Exchange is a world share market, which is there in America or USA. So what happened? Countries all over the world who invest their money in the Wall Street Exchange, okay, when Wall Street Exchange gets the profit in the share market, ultimately those countries who have invested money in it, they get profit. But if the Wall Street Exchange falls down, the countries who have invested their money in it, okay, they have to face the loss. Okay, so what happened when the Wall Street Exchange it collapsed in 1929? Obviously, Germany was one of them who had taken loan from America. It also faced the adverse effect of this fall. What happened? However, the support by the Americans was withdrawn in 1929 when the Wall Street Exchange crashed on 24th October 1929. It is referred to as Black Thursday. It is referred to as Black Thursday, the day when the Wall Street crashed. Okay, it is referred to as Black Thursday. Why? Because 13 million shares were sold at the Wall Street Exchange. You can imagine how much loss it was. So because of the world share market, it collapsed. The countries all over the world, they faced the Great Depression. It it affected all the countries all over the world. Okay, the world had entered the Great Depression. The US national income fell by half. Like most countries, Germany was also dependent on US money, and consequently the nation was severely hit with this economic crisis for the next 3 years. From 1924 till 1928, Germany was stable because of the help provided by the America. But because of the Wall Street exchange, it collapsed, and the Great Depression all over the world, Germany had to face the economic crisis for the next 3 years. What happened? What was its further effects? Okay, unemployment spread through every German city and peaked in 6 million in 1932 with no jobs available. There were several jobless, several in the 6 million unemployed, jobless people, Germans in 1932. They started roaming on the road in search of jobs. Okay, soon the youth took to criminal activities. The situation was miserable. So obviously, if the country is not having money in its account, it is not able to provide jobs to its citizens, right? So the same thing happened with Germany. Germany was already running out of money, and the German youth, especially 6 million people who were in search of jobs, or they were already doing certain kind of jobs, they were removed from there because of no money, and 6 million unemployed Germans were there in 1932. So much miserable condition of Germany. Middle class Germans were getting reduced to a rank of poor workers, while peasants were left with no food to feed their children. The Great Depression also affected the Weimar Republic, which was struggling to stay alive. One of the major flaws was the president. Okay, we'll come to this point afterwards. Let us see. Middle class Germans were getting reduced to a rank of poor workers. First adverse effect of the Great Depression was 6 million jobless workers, unemployed workers were there. Then people who were there ranked as middle class, they came to poor class category. The category was fell down to poor class. Why? Because they didn't have money. So their ranking, their financial ranking came to poor class, while peasants were left with no food to feed their children. And peasants, you can see the picture over there, those are Germans, those are peasants who were left with no food to feed their children. The Great Depression also affected the Weimar Republic, which was struggling to stay alive. One of the major flaws was the president's power to declare the emergency and suspend civil rights and rule. So one of the major flaws, defects of Weimar Republic, what it did, it declared the emergency and it suspended the civil rights and rules. Civil rights means rights of the common people. They were taken away by the Weimar Republic, and this was the one of the worst decision taken by the Weimar Republic. Despite the president's power and changing the cabinet 20 times in a short period, the Weimar Republic could not control the situation. So what happened? Weimar Republic was trying this way or that way to control the situation in Germany, but after all it was not successful to control the situation in Germany. What happened then? What was the result of it? The people of Germany were already disheartened with the Republic, Weimar Republic, after the war and the Treaty of Versailles, and this situation made them lose complete faith in the Weimar. So people were already disheartened with the Weimar Republic. Okay, if you remember when we started with the lesson chapter, we came to know that when Weimar Republic, Germans were disheartened with Weimar Republic because it accepted the peace treaty of Versailles. That thing was there in people's mind, okay, and this thing, declaring emergency, taking away the civil rights of the people, so they lost complete faith in Weimar Republic. A year later, in 1933, the Weimar Republic finally collapsed. So when was Weimar Republic established? In 1919. Okay, and it collapsed. It fell in 1933. So now again Germany was left without anyone to look after it. So what is next? So till here we are going to study in our video, and we'll be dealing with the hero of our story, Hitler's rise to power, in our second video. Till then, whatever background we had studied in this video, you people are going to watch it, read the stuff in the textbook and mark the important points, whatever you have learned in this video, in the textbook itself. Okay, and mark the same points in your refresher as well. Thank you.